So HUD pays most of your rent. Can you still withhold your portion of the rent?
So I'm gonna bring into the Zoom my mother a little bit, who worked in a public housing development in Peoria for a couple decades. And she would call me and she would want to know, well, what's the legal answer? Or I would say something and then she would say, well, that's a legal answer. What's the real answer? So the legal answer is that subsidized housing tenants have equal rights to withhold rent. The problem is, though, the real world answer is you have to be careful about that, because there's a risk not only of losing housing and being evicted, which is a terrible thing, but also losing the subsidy. And so that's why I would follow some of these ideas. I also, there's a number that you can call, two things I'll point out. There's a number that you can call to a HUD center that does inspections. I know it's hard to believe, but HUD buildings have a special inspection process, not just 311, but they're also periodically inspected through HUD. I mean, I have found some truly terrible HUD funded housing, though. But on the other thing, HUD tenants have even more rights to organize than non-subsidized tenants. The building has to let you hold meetings in a public area. You know, if there's like a social room or something. And so I would, again, I'm going to go back to where I was kind of at the top of that comment, that you want to be careful because it's not just a matter of eviction, but a matter of losing the subsidy. And so I would recommend trying to check in with Legal Aid Chicago, because it's kind of how LCBH, where I work now, is more likely to represent tenants in the private market, where Legal Aid Chicago, where I actually worked for 30 years, represents subsidized tenants. So that's why I would check in there, just to make sure that you're doing it right.